Last time I did the resin keychains, I did this one using this mold, and I mentioned to you guys that it curves, right? And so I bought a different brand um, from Amazon. This one is from Let's Resin, UV Resin. And I tried this one, and guess what? Ha 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 ha. It doesn't bend. Look, you can see the difference, right? Such a huge difference. And I even put a pretty thick layer to see if it would bend, and it stayed pretty straight. So I'm really happy. I think I'm going to try it again today just to make sure that it wasn't a fluke. But I might like this one better. Okay, so I have my mold. I'm going to put on my gloves. My glove. I'm going to put one hand on today. Okay, I'm going to put these aside. So I printed out a new picture. This is from the, what is this from? Deco collection. And it's really cute. Really cute picture. So I laminated it, as you can see, and I cut it out so that it will fit inside of here with a little bit of room. And what I thought is I would actually put some flowers in the background because this is a really pretty picture. So my daughter gave me some, she bought some flower stickers and she gave me a couple. So I was thinking that I would use these. And I haven't quite decided what to do. I think I'm going to put this one in the back and put JK in the front, in front of those. And then put the tulips up front like this. What do you guys think? I'm debating if I want to, how I want to put this in the back. I do have another one that I was playing with. Let me see. This one. I was playing with this one too, but then it might be too much purple. Too much purple. But it's tricky because, you know, I don't want to, I need to cut it so that it stays within the frame. So I might turn it that way. Maybe the small one and the big one in the back. Kind of something like this. Okay, so I have to cut these, sadly. I'm not going to be able to use this one here, so I'm going to cut that one out. Because JK is going to sit and he's going to cover the small one, the back one entirely, and then have part of that one. So I'm going to cut this flower out entirely. It's okay because then I can use it somewhere else. Okay, and then let's see how far down do I have to go. If I put this here. Okay. And cut it right here. Now this stuff is really, it's a lot more difficult to do when I'm thinking about the camera. Okay, I think that will do. Okay, so then I can try to position that where I want it to go. And JK will sit right there. You can kind of see the flowers in the back. And then the tulips in the front. I'm going to cut this one out. So it's going to be from that leaf down to there. Okay. Okay. So it'll be this, like that. Okay, I think that's how I'll do it. Should I separate these entirely? This is my creative process. Trial and error, and trial again. Okay. So if I separate the flowers, I can move them around a little bit more to my liking. And figure out where I want to place everything. Is that okay? I feel like you can't see the little tulip as well, or the little flower, the bud. Should I put that in front too? Oh, maybe I should put that in front too. Okay, so then the big flower will go in the back. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that in the back, and then JK, and then this bud, and then the tulips. So I'm gonna do it in layers, just like I did with the letters and with the other ones that I did. I'm putting glitter in the background. I have this super fine glitter, and I'm using this, it's like a lavender blue color. So I put a bunch of that in the resin, and I keep forgetting I shouldn't mix too vigorously with this one. This resin, the new one, this Let's Resin, is much thicker. It's not quite as runny as the other one. And what I noticed is that the nozzle, somehow it's designed, or I don't know if it's because of the density of the resin, it doesn't pour out as quickly. And after it does pour out, it doesn't move as much. So with this resin, I can actually pour straight from the bottle when I'm using the clear, and it won't be a problem. So I'm going to pour a layer on the bottom here, and you'll see. So yeah, so that's my layer. It's not a really thin layer. It's not a super thick layer either, but it's not really thin either. But it doesn't run as much or as quickly. So this one you have to be more careful about getting it into the corners, because it doesn't automatically by itself run into the corners. So even when I was tilting with my first one, it doesn't travel down as fast, which it gives us time to do stuff, so it's a good thing. But it does mean that you have to be a little bit more conscientious about making sure that it goes everywhere. Okay, so that's going to be my first layer, and I made it pretty dense with the glitter so that it's not going to be as transparent. Okay, so I'm going to go stick this under the UV light. Okay, and I will be back. Okay, so I stuck it under for 120 seconds, and now the rest of it's going to be clear. So I'm going to put, so you can see, I don't know, can you see? It comes out much slower than the other one. This is with me putting as much pressure on the bottle as I possibly can. It's coming out super, super slow. Okay, oh, I should clean my tool too. I'm going to use another tool. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to use another tool that I have. And I'm going to, let's see, I said I'm going to put the flower down first, right? So, use this. I should use tweezers. If I can find my tweezers. There. Okay, tweezers help to grab small things. Okay, so I said up here, right? Because JK is going to go here. So I'm going to hold him while I push the flower into place. Okay, so I want the flower to show behind him. Okay, and then I am going to use my tool to push the clear resin, make a complete layer, not just where the flower is. Although, you probably could just do where the flower is for this one. Okay. But I'm going to do a full layer. Okay. And then, this one doesn't have to be in as long because it's a super thin layer. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to put it under for maybe like 10 seconds. Okay. Now we're going to put JK. I'm going to put another layer. Ooh, yeah, I do like this resin, but boy, it takes a long time to get a significant amount out of the bottle. Okay. And then I'm going to put JK. here. And with this one, I'm actually not going to push him down all the way because I want there to be a little bit of a layer between him and the flower. Okay, I'm going to fill in the corners where there's no resin. Okay. And this one also, I noticed it doesn't have as many bubbles. So hopefully it'll stay that way. Yeah, hopefully I won't find too many bubbles at the end. Okay, so I'm going to very gently move around the resin so that it fills in all the empty spaces. Okay. Oops, I don't want to move him. Can push him down a little more. Make sure he's in a good position. Okay. And then I'm going to stick this under for another 10-20 seconds. Okay. And now for the little bud, I'm going to put another layer. And I'm going to put a lot this time because I want there to be a lot of space between JK and the tulips. So I'm not going to put the tulips on yet. I'm going to put a layer over him first with the bud, the single bud, and make that into like a really thick layer. Well, not really thick, but a thicker layer. And then top it off with the tulips so it looks more three-dimensional. Okay, let's see if that's enough. Okay, I'm going to push it out to the edges and see how much I managed to get on here. So the tulips are going to be very close to the top of the keychain. Okay, that's a good layer. It's almost right at the top, so this is good. Okay, make sure it fills in all the corners near the edges and up at the top behind the loop. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this little bud right here. The bud I'm going to push down just a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to go put this under the light for another 10-20 seconds. Okay, and now I think this will be my last layer. I'm going to put more resin. The only thing about the UV resin, the biggest downside for me is the cost. It's more expensive than the epoxy resin. So it's, you can't do really big projects, but even these small ones, you can only do so many with the amount of resin that you get. Okay, I have to put more. That was a really thin layer. See, it looks to me, when I pour it, it looks like it's a lot, but it's actually very thin. So it like barely covers the top with what I just poured. Usually with the other one, it would have covered the entire top. Okay, I'm gonna add a little more. It could be that my surface is a little bit slanted. I think it's pulling towards the bottom a little bit more than towards the top, or the mold is slanted. It may not be a perfectly flat mold. Okay, it did bend slightly, this resin, I'm noticing now. The top is lifting up just a little bit. Not bad though. Okay, so now I'm going to add the tulips to the front here. Okay, just very lightly. Make sure they're positioned where I want them to be. Okay, and I'm going to go put this under again. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can see it, but the resin is pretty much to the edge of the mold, for the most part. So I'm just going to take it out now. Okay, when you take it out, with the glitter, not sure how well the glitter cured, so be careful touching the back. And I'm going to actually stick it in upside down and put it in the UV for about 30 seconds. Okay, so the reason I stuck it under a little bit longer is because it has so much glitter that it makes it harder for the UV light to get through. So if you take it right out and you touch the back, sometimes it'll be sticky. So if you just take it out and put it under the UV light upside down, it'll make sure that this side is nice and hard, so it's not sticky anymore. This one, it did bend. Huh. Not as bad as this one. Not quite as bad, but it did bend a little bit. So I'm wondering, maybe if it bends, if the layers are thinner. Because this one, I put the clear down first, instead of the glitter, and it didn't bend. And this is a pretty thick layer of clear. Whereas with this one, I did several really thin layers of clear. So maybe it bends when it's thinner. Huh. Anyway, so this is what it looks like, and I'm going to put clear on top to dome it. And I think, so on the side you can kind of see the thin layer of glitter and then the clear. So I'm wondering, maybe I should put glitter on the side and the top so that it's just all glittery. I'll try that. I don't know if it'll work, but I'll try it. So maybe I should do that first. Okay. Stay. This is an experiment. I haven't tried this before. So I'm going to use my glittery tool and just take a little bit and put it along the edge. So this is pretty similar to what we would do when we're doming the front. You don't want to put too much so it doesn't go over. And push it so that it goes from edge to edge. It hits all the edges. Okay, I think I got it all. Okay, I think I got it all. So I'm going to try this. So now, I don't know, even now you can't really see the clear. It's just all glittery. So I'm going to go stick this under the UV light and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to do that to all four sides. And sadly, you can't do all four sides all at once because the resin runs. If you hold it upright, it will run. So you have to do one side at a time. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so I went ahead and did all the sides. So now you can't see the clear. It's all glittery. So, if you don't want to make it visible, you can add a layer of colored or glittered resin to the edges. Okay, so now that that is done, I'm going to put this one away. And all that's left now is doming. So I'm going to take my bottle, and this one again, because it pours slowly, I'm just going to use it straight from here. And hopefully I can just do the one layer and be done with it. Okay, let's see if that's enough. Okay. Just use your tool to move it around again. Make sure you get everything. And this one, because of the tulip in the front, you want to make sure that the tulip is completely covered as well. Because we didn't push the tulip underneath the resin. This one did bend quite a bit. Okay. I'm going to have to figure out why they bend. I'm thinking maybe it's the thinner layers, because the other one really didn't bend at all. I was really happy about it. Oh well. Back to the drawing board. Okay. Want to make sure the tulip is all covered. And it's all the way up to the edge on the bottom here. Okay. And then I'm going to stick this under. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so now it's done. The keychains using the mold, even though it's not that thick, the mold itself isn't that thick, it actually turns out thicker than when I just do this. I'm sorry, not that. When I use, just put it on top of the laminated pictures, these. I printed another one. I'm going to make this one later. But yeah, it comes out thicker, well, obviously, because you're doing more layers with this. So it's a pretty sturdy, hefty feeling keychain. It's not heavy, it's very light, but it is chunky. And if you do the clear layers, I don't know if you can tell, but you can see that it's a bit 3D. And that's what I actually like about these. Using the resin, is you can make it look very 3D. And so, yeah, you can do just a picture by itself, or you can add little something and make it 3D. You can also add little sequins or little objects, charms, as long as they're not too thick, and make it your own creation. So yeah, well, I was really excited because this didn't bend, but this one did, so I don't know. I do like this brand. I like the nozzle, that it doesn't pour out too quickly. And I don't know, I think, let me see. I do like the feel of this better. It's a bit smoother. The bubbles are easier to get out of this one. It doesn't form as many bubbles, and they're easier to pop with this one. I didn't have to use the lighter as much, as opposed to the brand that I was using earlier before. So yeah, this one feels nicer. Yeah, I think it's really super clear. It's very nice. So that is my project for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm not sure what I'll do next. We'll see. I might go back to scrapbooking. But anyway, this is it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye!